Hello everyone, welcome to the Patterns and Change page of my site. I think this is probably the most important video that I've done thus far in the series. If you'll remember, we talked about the model of the universe being like a seesaw, the blue mother and red father. You'll remember we changed those around from cloud for the mother and raindrops for the father. And they exchange back and forth. No better example of the seesaw principle than that of the water falling to the ground and evaporating back up. This is the basic model of everything in the universe. Now, I want to tell you right now why this video is so vitally important in the series. My goal for this site is to teach you how to meditate into an ecstatic and wonderfully illuminating experience within yourself that will bring about beautiful ideas and solutions to your problems. It's not just a meditation to feel good or relieve stress or simply get away from it all for a while. You can do that with this meditation. But what I want to show you is that this meditation can take place within a few seconds. And it's not my meditation technique. It actually belongs to every human being on the face of this earth. Now, to do this, you have to understand there are two kinds of oneness in the universe. Two, not just one. Everyone that goes around talking about, well, I won't say everyone, but a lot of people go around saying this is a universe of oneness. But when you ask them, can you prove that using the elements of matter or out here in nature? Sometimes, no, we really can't explain it, except that all things are one. Well, you must know your oneness both physically and spiritually in order to have a scientific background and education that will prompt you to act like nature. Acting like nature is acting like the raindrop evaporates into the cloud, and the cloud gives the raindrop back to the earth. But what does that really mean when you talk about acting like nature? And that's what we're going to talk about here. I want to give you a basic foundation of everything before we actually get into the technique of meditation. First, you'll have to desire to get that ecstatic mentality, and as time goes on, it'll grow on you until you fall into it without even hardly thinking about it. You just simply want to desire it. You go on walking talks out in the forest or on the seashore or up in the mountains, wherever you can get out with nature and discuss your problem with your inner self, and you'll come up with a dynamic, never thought of before solution to any problem that you have. But you have to develop that skill, and you have to know why you develop that skill. You have to know what part your body plays in the universe and what part your spiritual self plays in the universe. Now, to get on with what we're talking about here, the name of this video is, we're going to change the name of the universe. And you are the universe. We're going to change your name. In other words, when we started out, if you'll remember, we talked about the blue-violet waves and the red-violet waves. Both are made out of the same thing. Red-violet is predominantly male. Blue-violet is predominantly female. There is no such thing as inequality out there in the universe. And the sooner we realize this, the better off our civilization will be when we realize that both men and women are absolutely equal in every phase of life. No matter what it is, they are equal. Now, let's change the name of the universe, okay? I have it right here. Instead of using the father for the red and the mother for the blue, we're going to use compression or compressed or focused for the Father, and expanded or expansion or decompose for the Mother. I'm going to give you a list of the words that my teacher gave me, and we'll talk about them as time goes on. You must know wordlessly what you really are, wordlessly, because you were here in light long before language and communication was ever here. Therefore, you talk to God wordlessly. You do this all the time. You do it in ways that you may not even realize it. We all do. That's how you commune with your inner self, is wordlessly, not with words. I'll show you the difference in future videos. But for right now, you must understand that integration and disintegration. This is what my teacher Leo Russell gave to me. Integration is the father side. Disintegration is the mother side. Now, you go out into nature and you see a beautiful walnut tree, all leafed out, ready to give out its acorns and make home for birds and lots of squirrels. That tree is integrated. When that tree passes on, or dies as we call it, it then begins its stage, or actually before then, it begins its disintegration stage. Go back to the source of itself. And its seedlings carry on that pattern of that tree on and on and on. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you take a maple tree that is growing in warm climate areas and dig it up and take it up north to cold, windy areas, that tree in and of itself will begin to thicken its bark and strengthen its limbs in order to tolerate the environment it has. And eventually, that tree will give off seed that has thicker bark in its trees and stronger limbs than down south, where there is very little wind in certain areas and not much cold weather. This is why I put this post on the patterns and change page, because motion is continuous. Your body belongs to motion and will continue in motion. What gave you your body, you will re-give back. And that is sort of goes along with the title to this video. You made yourself into what you are with the principle of the seesaw. If you think too much in the red, that's materialistic thinking. It is heat. It is constantly go from one material idea to the next material idea and never checking inside yourself, inside where you'll find the God place within you. That is trying to divide the universe. And you can't divide the universe. You can only appear to it divided. That's why gaining more and more material things does not ever make you happy as gaining the whole universe. And the whole universe is the eternal mother, the eternal father, or eternal compression, eternal decompression, or decompose, and eternal stillness. Those are the three things of the universe. I apologize for going over time here again, but this is a vitally important part of nature. Know that if you take a simple ice cube, it is integrated into the form of ice and will disintegrate into the form of its source, which is water. It works that way with your body, with your car, with your home, with everything in your life. Thank you so much. Please give some thought to what I've told you here. We'll continue with this in other future videos. Have a beautiful and most ecstatic day.